Back in Week 17, the Bengals won a shootout in their first matchup against the Chiefs. Can Kansas City get revenge? Find out next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to chilly, but of course sold out, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
Jones now on the return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And if he and his guys want to spring the upset here in the second round and move on, they've got to focus on the good that they did in the wild card victory. At the top of that list, protecting the football. Got a little careless last week. A few got away from it. Might not be so fortunate this time around. And if that's the case, they'll end up going home.
A good pick up there, 26 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. In the wild card win last week, he had just 2 catches, and now he's got his first one here. First down. Here's Burrow. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
This is caught. Touchdown. T. Higgins, 28 yards. And the Bengals are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. It's a foot race. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Bengals.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach, his head coach, to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times where they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken at the goal line. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Bengals getting set to go. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? They're on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoff. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
It becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
From midfield now, Burrow. He'll buy some time right. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Now it's Burrow. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have moved out in front. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Now Jones. Jones now on the return. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because...
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. Charlie Jones. A touchdown on a kick return and now run through the air. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
McPherson now for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And they go play action now. Burrow looking downfield for Jones. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. But he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space. Couldn't uncover at the end of the route. And that one winds up incomplete.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Here's Hardman to return. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Fourth down, so Kansas City sends out Tommy Townsend. Charlie Jones deep for Cincinnati. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. Already enjoying a two-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here into the hands of Jones. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Here's Burrow. Looking downfield for Jones. And this will be caught at the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards.
Well, he looked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. He delivers a big play here for this offense.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now Burrow on first down. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now.
Touchdown, Bengals! Charlie Jones in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, Let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. McPherson on for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And they're going to be set up with excellent field position past the 45. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. 1 second, all that remains. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. That is incomplete. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This 4th and final matchup on this divisional round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. Final adjustments are underway in the locker rooms. Which of these two teams will survive and advance to next weekend's AFC Championship game? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact. But in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. On the return is Jones. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They will throw on first down with Burrow. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Cincinnati.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another big play here as they strike for 31.
Another big play right there. And this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Burrow will throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's got it. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touch? You just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals are able to extend their lead.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Here's Jones on the return. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. T. Higgins out on offense with the rest of his teammates for this next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 5. Once again, they run with Mixon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, Burrow. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team.
A little too amped up there. Got to him before he had a chance to catch it. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You get.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Burrow, 15 yards. And the Bengals are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Well, after their wild card round game last week, you and I said, wow, they played pretty well. Maybe they got a shot at keeping this one close. They've done more than keep this one close.
Yeah, they've made quite a statement, haven't they? And I don't know if it was the week off that hurt this defense, but they've been flat from the get-go, and that's always a coach's fear. Okay, you earn the open week, but you wonder how they'll respond with that extra time off.
And it seems like they've been running uphill all game. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half. You've got the lead. You're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Second and 6.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. Second and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. Now Burrow. Flush to his... And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Burrow, a 5-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Chiefs 30.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll come up now second and 4 from the 31. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Throw left side, complete to Tony. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Second and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 36.
That's good for Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
And again, it's Mahomes. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
14 more yards. That's another Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
On first and 10, here's Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to cut into that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense. They made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. If they can finish this one out, they'll book a date in the AFC title game next Sunday. And it looks good so far as they try to run some clock here in this fourth quarter. That one looks like he'll throw here. And his throw here is incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work an exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They go play action with Burrow. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. From the red zone now, here's Burrow first down. Rolling to his left. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Burrow, 14 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. A Burrow and the Bengals offense staying put. They'll go for 2 here. They'll let Mixon try to run it in. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. They go play action. Now Mahomes over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been 1 game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports.